corrective controls. We're in CSO0-004, Objective 2.4, on the fourth sub-bullet under Control Functions in Domain 2. These will complete this completes the function bullet. So this will be it for the functions. Last video on the functions. All right, so corrective is where vulnerability management actually lives, because patching is a corrective control and remediation is the corrective phase of that whole discipline. The video covers the definition, and this video covers the definition and the two separate jobs a corrective control performs. The catalog across all three types: eradication versus recovery, backup and restore, including the numbers the exam expects, patching when a rebuild is required, root cause analyses, verification, and the failure modes that produced a corrected system that's not actually corrected. The definition of a corrective control: it acts after the event, afterward, on your timeline, and restores the corrective state. So you're getting it back to the correct state with the corrective control. An event has happened, detection surfaced it, and response bounded it. The timing is what places it. A corrective control cannot act before the event because there's nothing to correct until something's gone wrong, right? So that's one of the tests when you're looking at the exam. You respond for responsive, like the last video, and then corrective for this video. Now, if something could have acted first and prevented it, then that might be a preventive control, preventative. But if it only makes sense afterward, then it's corrective. These do two different jobs. Mature programs distinguish them because doing only one leaves the organization exposed. The first job is restoring what was damaged. Data recovered and service brought back, a host rebuilt. The second job is removing the cause. The vulnerability patch, the misconfiguration fixed, the credential rotated, the procedure changed, whichever things, it could be more than one thing. A team that restores without removing the cause will be doing the same restoration again. A team that removes the cause without restoring has a secure system that's not doing its job. So on the CySA Plus exam, you might be asked if, what's missing of these corrective steps. Administrative corrective controls are the ones that change how work happens after an event. Updating a procedure after post-incident review is corrective and administrative. So both of those. Revising a policy or a standard that turned out to be inadequate is corrective. Retraining a team or an individual after a failure, that's corrective. Adding a new approval step to a workflow that allowed an unassessed change is also corrective. Applying discipline or accountability measures where a rule was knowingly bypassed is also corrective. So every one of these acts after the fact and changes the state of the program rather than the state of a machine. So those are administrative corrective steps, controls. Your technical corrective controls are the largest family of these. Patch deployment removes the vulnerability. Restoring data or a system from backup returns it to a known good state. Rebuilding or re-imaging a host produces a machine whose integrity can be trusted, changing it from one that cannot to one that can. Automated configuration remediation returns a drifted system to its approved baseline. Credential and key rotation invalidates what was exposed. Removing malicious artifacts, scheduled tasks, and persistence mechanisms is also corrective. Rolling back a failed change is corrective. Restoring a service from a failover state to the primary is corrective, even though the failover itself, that was responsive. Physical corrective controls act on the environment after damage. Fire suppression, discharging, that's corrective, because it acts after detection to limit and end the fire. Generators carrying load after an outage restore power. Replacing a lock, a door, or a damaged fence after a compromise, that's corrective. Repairing environmental systems after a water or an HVAC failure is corrective. Physically replacing hardware that was tampered with is corrective, and it's frequently the only defensible answer when firmware integrity cannot be established. The incident lifecycle splits corrective work into two phases. The exam will use both words. Eradication removes the adversary and their artifacts from the environment. Malware deleted. Persistence removed, backdoors disabled, and the exploited vulnerability closed. Recovery returns systems to normal operations and confirms they're behaving correctly. Services restored. Users back on, monitoring, watching for return. Eradication before recovery is the required order. Eradication, then recovery. Because restoring a system while the adversary still has access simply gives them the restored system. So both phases are also corrective. Backup and restore is the corrective control the exam quantifies. The recovery point objective, RPO, is the maximum acceptable amount of data loss, expressed as time, and it drives how often backups run. The recovery time objective, RTO, is the maximum acceptable time to restore, and it drives the recovery method and infrastructure. The common design guidance is 3 copies of data on 2 different media types, with 1 copy off-site. Many organizations now add 1 copy that's immutable or offline, specifically because ransomware does target backups. So immutable, not changeable, or offline. The point the exam presses hardest, a backup that has never been restored is an assumption. So restore testing is what converts it into a control. Patching is archetypal corrective control, and understanding why matters for classification questions. A patch acts after the vulnerability exists, which is what makes it corrective rather than preventative. The workflow is corrective end to end. Identify the affected assets, test the patch where the risk of the fix warrants it, schedule it inside an approved window, deploy and verify. Verification is not optional. A patch that requires a reboot and did not get one leaves the system reporting as patched and running the vulnerable code. So where patching is not possible, the answer is a preventative mitigation plus a detective control, documented as an exception, and there must be an expiration date. Rebuilding versus cleaning is a judgment the exam does ask about. Removing observed malicious artifacts is faster and less disruptive. And it depends entirely on your confidence that the inventory of artifacts is complete. Rebuilding from a known good image discards that question at the cost of downtime and reconfiguration. The rebuild is the expected answer when the adversary has administrative or system level access, when persistence mechanisms are present, when firmware or boot integrity is in doubt, or when the scope of the compromise on that host was never fully established. If the incident involved credentials on the host, rotation accompanies the rebuild. RCA, root cause analysis, is a corrective control, and it's the one that stops recurrence. That's what it's supposed to do. The pattern is straightforward. Establish the sequence of what happened, identify the condition that allowed it rather than the action that triggered it, and produce a change that removes that condition. A finding of the user clicked a link is an action, not a root cause. The root cause is closer to why a single click produced code execution with useful privileges. Lessons learned that generate no change to a control, a procedure, or configuration are just documentation. The corrective control is the change, not the meeting. Verification is what separates a corrective control from a claim. Every corrective action needs a confirmation step of a different kind than the action itself. A patch is verified by rescanning the asset, not by the deployment tool reporting success. A restore is verified by checking the data and the application behavior, not by the job completing. A rebuild is verified by confirming the host matches the baseline and that the artifacts are gone. Eradication is verified by monitoring for the adversary's return over a defined window. Where verification is missing, the environment ends in an assumed state rather than a known one. Mean time to remediate measures this function, running from identification to a fixed and verified state. When the number is high, the cause is usually not a technical one. Remediation inhibitors are frequently administrative. No approved maintenance window, no accepted downtime, no assigned owner for the asset, a vendor dependency where the fix does not exist yet, a legacy system that cannot be patched, or a business unit refusing the change. That's why the corrective function is the one where an analyst most often needs an administrative control, an exception, an escalation, or a decision instead of a tool. Five failure modes produce a system that appears corrected and is not. Restoring from a backup taken after the compromise, which reinstates the adversary along with the data. Patching without the required reboot, so the system reports current and runs the old code. Fixing the finding on the assets in the ticket and not on the identical systems that nobody enumerated. Declaring completion with no verification step. And closing an incident with the cause unaddressed, which shows up weeks later as the same incident with a new ticket number. Your exam cues and traps. STEM language of restored, patched, rebuilt, reimaged, remediated, replaced, rotated, repaired, or updated after an event points to corrective. Your 4 traps. Backups are corrective, never preventative. Isolating a host is responsive and reimaging it is corrective. Fire suppression is corrective and physical, while the smoke detector that triggered it is detective. And a procedure rewritten after a post-incident review is corrective and administrative. The same document, written before any incident, would have been preventative or directive instead. Since this video is over, do a quick recap. Corrective controls act after the event, restoring what was damaged and removing what caused it. Doing only one of those 2 jobs leaves the organization exposed. Eradication comes before recovery. Backups are measured against recovery point and recovery time objectives, RPOs and RTOs. Patching is corrective because it acts after the vulnerability exists. Rebuild rather than clean when privileges, persistence, firmware, or scope are in doubt. RCA, root cause analysis, is the corrective control that stops recurrence, and the change is the control rather than the meeting. Verification of a different kind than the action is what closes it out. And that completes the control functions bullet for Objective 2.4. Please subscribe for the next videos which move into risk concepts. Thank you for watching.